Let's switch to the fade side. This is the side that gets people fired up. Make them howl, baby. All right. I'll tell you who my fade would be. I'm fading Brazzell.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm fading.
Wow. You're going to make some people really upset with that.
Fade him. Randy Moss, more like Mandy Schmoss.
Yeah.
No, give me. I just don't. I would take like a Jacoby Lane or Antonio Williams over him. So I'll lead the fades off with there. I'm not going to go heavy into the fades. I'm going to let you guys do your things. And it's no shade on him. I just got a lot of questions. I got a lot of questions for him. I think it could be awesome, and I think it's a great pick. I just don't want to be in the middle of the second round. I don't want to have to pick a guy with as many questions as I have with.
Do you almost feel like it needs to be? You got to get signal on bullish or bearish landing spot, and that might like Brick and Anchorman. You might go from mid round 2 to early round 2 because it's a bullish spot, but then the opposite way where they're like, no, Brick, come over here, and it's bad, and then it goes bearish, and you go later in round 2 because it's a bad spot. Yeah.
No, there's certain parts of his game that I really like. Like his tape is a roller coaster to me. You're like, oh shit, and then you're like, wow, what the hell happened here? And Tennessee's just weird tape to watch in general. And I hate to be that guy because I'm not trying to say that Tennessee can't put out a good receiver. I think that's a little silly. But the way they run their shit and scheme it is I think it does provide some roller coaster possibilities, and you get that with him. So anyway. Chev, you let us off on the other one. Jeremiah, why don't you give us your first fade?
All right. People aren't going to love this, but I think you'll understand it. It's a method. It's a mode. It's a way of transportation. The 102, the proper 102 is Fernando Mendoza, but I want to get away, run away, right away. I want to get out. I want to trade out. I want Tate Lemon Tyson, or I want to trade down and go to the aforementioned Casey Concepcion and Omar Cooper and sprinkle in some draft capital where I can gain. Fernando Mendoza, when you look at quarterbacks, and I see different rankings that are out there, there's people who have Dak Prescott behind Fernando Mendoza. Can I trade down, tier down? Can I go to tier down imports with CJ Stroud? I'll take CJ Stroud in a plus versus Fernando Mendoza. Mm-hmm. Can I cash down on even Malik Willis? Can I go to Tyler Shuck, who had 5 QB1 games out of 11 last year and is on the rise? Jared Goff, who is just, that's kind of floor, where it's Mendoza. People kind of are like, floor, Jared Goff, or Bryce Young, even lower, and then ceiling, Brock Purdy. If I can do all these tier downs, give me tiering off of somebody like a Fernando Mendoza. So when I'm on the 102, I'm looking for who has Brock Bowers, because they're tempted for that stacked in Dynasty. So if you can kind of put that underneath the nose of somebody who has Brock Bowers, see if you can trade down, trade out, get out, and just squeeze out more. I've seen the exercise where we talked 101 love, and you can get a haul. I think you can do the same thing, but about 75% value because of the quarterback weight with Fernando Mendoza. So he is a fade for me. If all you got to do is make a pick on 102, sure, the utility is Fernando Mendoza, but by all means, I am fading, but I'm trying to squeeze value in that vein.
Yeah, I took a fade rookie quarterback approach for a long time, just in drafts and just getting out of it and just taking a known thing, because I think it's the hardest thing to project, of saying whether this guy's going to make it or not, because there's so much that goes into it. Recently, it's been great. And I actually do really like the fit of Mendoza, but I understand what you're saying there. But it does seem for me like the 102, it's not a bad place to be to take Mendoza, but I get what you're saying there. So I've kind of been on both sides of this fence of fade it, or hey, just take, this is the cheapest entry point, which I think is still true. But yeah, question. I like it. Yeah.
You take Fernando Mendoza. How does it feel?
I like it because I like the guy. I like the person. And if he does go to the Raiders, and now my first follow-up question,
down in your plum.
No, I like the guy. The same reason I was okay with taking Cam Ward, because I feel like the character of the.
Okay, human. How about this? What do you feel in your plums more? Clicking the button on having Carnell Tate or Fernando Mendoza? What feels better?
I'll take Mendoza.
Chev?
You're just going process play here. I know what Casey's doing. The
The value currently is on the side of the 3 receivers in a startup. Right.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, all that shit changes as soon as Fernando Mendoza gets clicked, number one, and then they add, whoever,
right.
As a pass catcher.
And Kirk Cousins going there, does that signal anything that maybe Mendoza isn't going to the Raiders? Or does it make you less or more comfortable with
it? Might just be a little bit of bridge opportunity.
Well, okay. So if you've paid attention to what Tom Brady has said about how he would like to groom and raise a quarterback in the league, is like, you want a guy to sit for a little bit and learn. And why we've compared Kirk Cousins to, like, they're a personality match. It's like having a golden doodle and then buying another golden doodle. To like,
I agree.
That is
was like the first thing that popped into my mind is like, you just got an awesome trainer for like the same day. Like, it's like what, like you said, you got an older dog and you're like, all right, well, this one's getting a little older. Let me get the same dog, but a little younger. So that way, when this one goes, I got this other one ready to go.
Yes, that's exactly what they did. And that is part of his plan. So if you paid attention to what he said all offseason, this should have never been a surprise to anyone. And it's just them having insurance in case because you don't know. None of us have any sort of certainty about whether or not this guy's going to be a smash hit. If he does take a little bit more time, if he has to sit in the incubator for a little bit while, if he has to go for a little while to go to clipboard school, then you have Kirk Cousins, who's now fully recovered from the Achilles, and he's familiar with the Kubiak, Shanahan, McVay system
for a little bit there.
Yeah. Like Washington, drafted by the Shanahans, then, has played with O'Connell in that system where it's like, I won't go into like what the differences in the schematics of it, but the thought process is you bring somebody in who's familiar, who can communicate. He's going to do all of the things that you need a backup quarterback to do. And he's going to prepare like a professional. So if anything happens to Fernando Mendoza, you're not talking complete lost season because you got to bump down to whoever the third string quarterback is. Is it Tommy Millott, the former wide receiver or whatever? But, it's
a good business move for them too. You're not absorbing a ton of cost with safeguarding yourself. So sorry, we got a little long-winded on the first one. Basically,
sorry.
No, that was a great conversation. I enjoyed it. We're just trying to move quick, so we'll try to pick up the pace for you guys out there. All right, Chef.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hit me with it.
Jadarian Price.
Woo! Both of you are just getting on my nerves already.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? Damn it! It's real to me. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are really excited to be teaming up with our new sponsor, Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. The app is really easy to use. Just pick more or less on a few stats and lock in your lineup. Prize Picks is available in most states, including Texas, California, and Florida. Download the app, enter promo code HMA, and new users get $50 in lineups instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. Now, look, tonight we're going to be watching some late night baseball, so I wanted to get a lineup in, jazz up the night. So I went with Nick Castellanos, more on hits. I went with Freddie Freeman, more on hits, both at a half. So these guys are good sluggers. Going to roll the dice there. Then we went under Luis Castillo's 5.5 Ks versus Houston. And then, of course, had to get some fighting fills in the lineup. So I took Andrew Painter, more than 4.5 Ks. So there it is. Go download Prize Picks, jazz up your viewing experience. Make sure you use promo code HMA. Thanks. Peace.
It's not that he's not a good player. We've talked about that until we're blue in the face. It's just the opportunity cost. I think in the rookie mock that we just did he not go 110?
He's 112 in the ADP right now. It's Superflex Lineup Premium.
But I mean, in that range, in that range, I've had Chris Bell higher, I continue to have Chris Bell higher. And it's the opportunity cost. Much like Jeremiah said, in the back of the first round, if I'm taking that, I'm almost assigning myself to, hey, I'm married to this guy and I have to have a good landing spot. I have to have a bullish landing spot to secure him right here. And it feels like we could be getting Trey Benson potentially. Not saying that saying that that's the outcome that we're looking at, but if we get a spot and we're like, oh yeah, he's going to push James Conner to the side, or he's going to push known commodity X to the side, and that doesn't happen, and you're spending a first round pick on him, like, why wouldn't we just spend that on a receiver, on one of these receivers that we've got bullish signal on, or Eli Stowers, or along those lines? So nothing against the player, nothing against the talent. I think that Jadarian Price is a fine running back. It's just that the 112, I'm looking at Ty Simpson, pending the draft capital. I'm looking at Chris Bell. I'm looking at Eli Stowers. And so for him, that becomes a fade for me. And if we get into the early second round, there's no Ty Simpson on the board, then I'm much more comfortable with this. I'm just not comfortable at the back end of the first round.
Yeah. I mean, this is, at the end of the day, generally, when we speak about fades, it's not necessarily about the player. It's about what's around the player and what's available for the player. And maybe what you're saying is there's better options there. And I think with a lot of these running backs right now, and obviously some of the wide receivers, but more so, especially with these back end one running back, capital and landing spot and opportunity are going to play so much in how this board plays out post draft, right? Is going to be huge, right? If Jadarian Price goes somewhere where there's an opportunity right away, then he might even go even higher than 112, right? Or 110, but if he goes somewhere where he's in cahoots with or in the rotation with somebody, then he's probably going to slide a little bit. But I mean, I like the player, but I see what you're saying. All right, Jeremiah.
Hey, it is Zachariah Branch. He is a fade for me. And the beauty is,
what do you guys? Chev put you up to this?
We get traffic in spots where we want. We want players who we're bearish on to have bullish market sentiment, because that just makes more opportunity for, maybe it's somebody like Chef said, I can go and get Chris Bell. I can go get Jacoby Lane. I can go and get Emmett Johnson. In that mock that we were mentioning, Emmett Johnson goes 2-4, Zachariah Branch goes 2-5. Casey, you go Jeremy Bernard. So that traffic opportunity for you, somebody goes Zachariah Branch, it allowed and pushed Jeremy Bernard to go there for you. So that's just an opportunity, a real example in play where you want that and it benefits you, the drafter. So I'm out on Zachariah Branch. A couple of strengths, though. Let's talk about some strengths. Alluring speed. Just get the ball in his hands, which is kind of an issue because that's the equation that is always having to be solved. He has wiggle ability after the catch. It's needed at that size, and the speed is evident on film. And he is second in screen yards, 313. He was second in screen catches at 44. So there's some PPR goodness, some PPR scam ability with those close to the line of scrimmage looks. But that's a problem. Low ADOT accusations were out there for Luther Burden. I really believe they should be out there justifiably for Zachariah Branch. Weaknesses. You need scheme design close to the line of scrimmage to get him the ball. That's going to be a problem at the NFL level. Route diversity just goes in with that prior point. Small target radius, right? He has to defeat the screen game allegations. And the equation to solve is always how to get Zachariah Branch to win downfield. So that's just another issue. I am bearish on him, and I am bullish and happy on the price, where it is a bullish price on Zachariah Branch. And we predicted after the NFL Combine that there would be some spike for him. And sure enough, that's exactly what has played out. So I am thrilled, over the moon, happy that there's other people. There needs to be two sides of a market. The biggest blessing that can happen for you in the Dynasty League is continual opposite market sentiment of you, because that's where you get some liquidity in your trades and you're allowed to play out your process and compete against somebody else. And they for theirs. So yeah, fade on Zachariah Branch.
You can fade Tyreek, Zachariah Branch Hill all you want, but
my God.
He is. I will like. I do think, because you mentioned it with the punt return stuff. With who are we talking about there?
KC.
With KC. I think there was going to be some better draft capital on Zachariah Branch than anticipated because of some reasons like that, and somebody's going to get enamored with him most likely. But who that is, I don't know. But once Zachariah Branch is in the third round, I've got no problem taking him and having a fun swing there. But like you said, I let it off with fading the Tennessee wide receiver, and it's like I just there's some options that I want to get through, and this is kind of what fades are about. It's just I just don't like the price. All right, Chev, who's your next fade? I swear to God, if it's somebody that I like, I'm just exiting the conversation. Don't say Jonah Coleman. Don't say
guys. Are we ready? It's Skyler Bell.
Oh, another personal attack? Is this what we're doing? All right, tell me why he stinks.
I'm sorry.
Tell me why he stinks.
I'm sorry.
He's not Nick Nash, all right?
He's not Nick Nash, and he's a really good football player. The problem is he's right here. We got him 212 in the rookie ADP just after Jacoby Lane, and what we need here, because of the quote unquote late breakout and the questions about how the volume then translates to production at the NFL level.
Sure.
And I'm looking at him right next to Jacoby Lane and then right after Zachariah Branch. And I was like, okay, if he's here and Ted Hurst is at 308, I'm going to click the button on Ted Hurst 10 times out of 10 at the 212 with no questions asked. So it's just, again, it's a matter of landing spot. I do think Skyler Bell is going to be really good. I talked to one of my buddies who was on the staff at Duke, which Duke was a major player in trying to get him out of the transfer portal from Wisconsin. Teams really believe in him, and I believe in him too. I mean, especially after the testing and then beating the Nick Nash allegations. It's just that at 212, we've steamed him up to a point where my guy Ted Hurst is sitting here staring at me in the third round, and if I'm in a rookie draft and I'm on the clock and I get to 211 and, I see that, nobody's going to take Ted Hurst, then I'm going to take Ted Hurst there instead of Skyler Bell. So that's why it's not that I don't like Skyler Bell. It's not that I think that he's not going to be a productive guy. I just think that I prefer a different person at that price. And that's what this episode is about.
I think you're a late breakout. I think you're a breakout hater.
Hey, seats for chairs, though. Seats for chairs. At a certain point, you gotta shift out.
I like the 212 for Bell. I think Hurst should be probably up a little higher too. But I don't mind 212 for Bell. So
yeah,
I disagree strongly with the fade of Bell. Now I like some of the stuff Bell does. I'm not sure. Like, I've seen some really bullish stuff. I don't know that I'm bullish on him, but I don't mind that price point.
Right.
I wouldn't go any higher.
Well, I was while we were getting ready for the episode, I was looking at the ADP and I was like, whoa, wait a minute here. Like, this line is perfect,
pal.
And I didn't want to, I don't want anybody to think that I'm taking a dump on Skyler Bell by any stretch of the imagination, just because
that would be a Cleveland different.
But I know it's really hard to have context and nuance in the space now, but that's just my personal preference.
I like it. I like it. Give me another fade, Coach Jurr. What is good, guys? If you are a nicotine pouch guy or gal, who's your go-to? Is it Zyn? Is it Rogue? I don't think so, pal. When I need a little giddy up, I pop in a Lucy. What's a Lucy? Glad you asked. It's a premium 100% tobacco-free nicotine pouch made for true pouch connoisseurs. Lucy pouches and Lucy breakers, right here, deliver a long-lasting flavor for a seriously satisfying pouch experience. Now, I'm pretty much a mint guy across the board, as you can see from the examples that I held up there. And my day-to-day is the traditional Lucy pouch, this fella right here. But the breakers, they come out when I want to feel, kind of sexy, if you will, right? These bad boys right here. The breakers, they make it feel like you're about to have a fancy night out where I'm going to throw inhibition to the wind and let the night just have its way with me. For me, they're not the standard, but it's the enhancement. Now, I like to break it with my back teeth. What's your preferred method? Let me know. Lucy pouches have many different strengths, from 4 milligram all the way up to 12 milligram, and have a unique shape that feels great. Lucy is the only pouch that delivers a long-last, on-demand flavor. You can get 20% off with your first order when you buy online at lucy.co with promo code HMA. And if you don't want to wait, check out their store locator and find a Lucy near you and grab it today. Now, here comes the fine print. Lucy products are for adults of legal age, and every customer is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine, and nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Hey, and this is a price point too. And it is Nicholas Singleton. And a bonus favorite would be, on the contrary, somebody like a Katron Allen. Nicholas Singleton at the 2.3 in this rookie mock we did, and then Katron Allen at the 2.10. Let me siphon off that 7-pick value. Give me Katron Allen. Then you also have people who are putting Nicholas Singleton in that tier 2 of the Jadarian Price, Emmett Johnson, Jonah Coleman, Mike Washington, and then Katron Allen. To me, Katron Allen kind of cuts it at that 5 for tier 2, and then give me Singleton in tier 3. And I think part of it is for the fact that Nicholas Singleton has just been disappointing Nick Chubb. That's really what I come away with. He is the Ollie Gordon penultimate season where he was awesome. He should have come out. And then Nicholas Singleton returns. I don't know why. With Ollie Gordon, it was just a different senior season before he left. But the penultimate season, the second year prior to leaving, it was like, hey, excellent, sky high, everything's great. And then the sentiment has really cratered for somebody like Nicholas Singleton. Right now, on the PFF big board, you're getting round 5 draft capital, day 3. And that's where it doesn't add up, where to me, you're a 2-3 in a mock for somebody like in a rookie draft for Nicholas Singleton. To me, that price is just too expensive. And I think it needs to be shifted back a couple picks, 6 or 7 picks.
Yeah.
And for strengths, reliable hands, downhill running on Nicholas Singleton, receiving 3 straight years, 26, 41, 24 on receptions.
Only if she's 5'2".
So it's excellent. Yeah, as I would say it. Yeah, like I got the song in my head. But why didn't he come out after his junior season? He had 2,000-yard seasons under his belt. I would love to see him dip the shoulder more on his runs. Runs a little bit high sometimes. Testing metrics, they're missing. Can we blame him? Okay, it's a broken foot. Not much you can do about that. So I'll go easy on him on that. The north-south running, we could work on some lateral agility. Basically, what I'm seeing is he's going to be hyped up as there's seats for chairs, right? There aren't chairs or seats available. There's too many players for the chairs and seats. And I don't see a clear handcuff opportunity where he's the 1B. It would have to be more of a handcuffed opportunity for Nicholas Singleton. It would be like an Ollie Gordon situation. And when that price goes all the way down and I can get round 14 or round 15 Nicholas Singleton in these underdog best ball streets, and he's clearly placed in these rookie drafts a little bit further back because, hey, the draft capital wasn't there, then I'll want to pay that price. But right now, when I see 2-3 Nicholas Singleton, get out of here, man. I'm fading.
Yeah, ADP right now, Superflex side and premium does have Katron Allen at 2.9, Nicholas Singletary at 2.5 on the ffdynasty.com. Go check it out if you haven't. So yeah, like you said, there's definitely have to flip flop, and I like taking a shot on Singleton, but there's got to be so many other guys gone at that point. And look, we'd been talking about this since November, December with Singleton, of like we were expecting the rebump to come at the combine, and as it hasn't, and now it's kind of coming right now. I've just seen a lot of propaganda for him, and maybe the NFL will be there too, right? I don't really know what to necessarily make of him, but I know that there's safer bets. Like I don't want to put him in the same thing as Zachariah Branch, but like he's a guy that like I like. There's upside there, and I'll take a swing on it, but it's got to be a little later. I'm not interested in that early 2, even mid 2. There's too many good players like Surratt's and Bernard's and Lanes at the mid 2 that are available. That I'd rather take those shots, and Katron. So all right, Chev, give me your last fade.
Easy money. This is gonna pain everyone known to man as I get restocked on drinks here. Forgive me. Adam Randall.
Why?
I don't like it. I don't want to do it. But we had to have a third spot here. And I know I've been hearing the good word from Jeremiah, from our buddy Pete, from a bunch of different various sources about the positivity surrounding Adam Randall. And I want to be out of this business. I want to be out of this business. If it hits, it's going to hit in a way in which it makes me look like a complete buffoon. But if it misses, then we're just talking about, wide receiver convert Kalen Ballage.
How dare you?
It's a lot of the same problems that I have with Nick Singleton. Now I will say this, he is infinitely better between the tackles than Nick Singleton right now today after playing running back. He has a knack for the short yardage for the goal line. He gets north and south. It's just that when I hear someone is a converted wide receiver, I want them to look a little bit more natural catching the football, transitioning from catching the ball to a runner. I would like to see that be a little bit more natural. I know that he has a capability to catch passes, but it's just not as smooth. It didn't look as smooth as I wanted it to. So, at that point, right now he's at the 310 in the Superflex tight end premium rookie ADP. Give me Eric McAllister, give me Deion Burks, give me Drew Aller, all round 4 selections currently in the ADP. So I know that we should take swings in the late 3rd and early 4th on running backs, and Adam Randall could get some positive signal, and I could change my tune a bit if teams believe that he's ready, good to go. But I see a project that there's not enough of the high end traits to make me want to buy in there. I would rather, even as much as you guys know that I don't like Drew Aller. I mean, the value play, if the value plays on Mendoza, then the value plays on a guy like Drew Aller to take him and just see what happens, as opposed to an Adam Randall. So that's how we landed here.
Hate it, but I'll respect it and I'll keep it moving.
Well, it's really the Adam Randall and Zachariah Branch, the different sizes, of course,
sure.
But the sentiment of if you can just get the ball in their hands, you can do some damage. But the problem is I can see where it's wish casting with Adam Randall. It's wish casting with Zachariah Branch. And if you get in that feeling where you're like, you kind of see yourself forward, like, all right, we're wish casting this Tony Pollard from the slot. How many years do you just wish those things happened? There's a degree of wish casting to Adam Randall there.
All right. You got one more for me, Jeremiah? Are you out of fades?
That's 3 and 3.
3 and 3. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you inflicted me some pain, Chev. I'm gonna inflict you some pain. All right. You know who my other fade is? Carnell Tate. Just a
son of a biscuit.
Just a fancy wide receiver 2 masquerading as a wide receiver 1 up here. Give me KC Concepcion. Give me Tyson.
Man.
Give me Lemon. Give me Mendoza. No, I'm playing a little bit. I'm playing a little bit here. I just wanted to hurt Chev a little.
Mission succeeded, pal. Jesus. I've been fighting the good fight of Carnell Tate. He wasn't the wide receiver 1. Show me who in the last 2 classes would have been the wide receiver 1 over fucking Jeremiah Smith. Go ahead, point him out. I want to see it typed out too. Leave it in the comments, please.
Argument.
I apologize for those who are listening around their children, but that's not my fault. It's your fault. And it's Casey's fault for saying such outlandish things to make me curse like this.
It's, that I hate that. Well, he wasn't even the best receiver on his. Like, what are we doing? This is what can he play or not? Like, this is what we're talking about. All right, let's wrap this one up. We got Jeremiah over there. You can go catch him on the Twitters at
Coach Reslaff1. And you find my link tree on my X page.
You can hit the quantum of Chevis.
That's right. That's right.
Chev.
Casa de these nuts. That's where you can find me at.
All right. Hey.
At Chev90. Go follow me on the Twitter X. I'm probably on there arguing with somebody that loves Zachariah Branch or your favorite undercover wide receiver stud in the class. Feel free to at me. I'll respond back respectfully, of course.
Chev's arguing with a bunch of players' parents that are disguised as not players' parents.
They're cosplaying players' parents.
But we've got Chev in argument rehab right now. We're trying to.
I hadn't argued with anybody in like 5 days.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He's about to get his first.
Hey, Lent's over, right? So you can just go right back.
That's right. All right. We'll catch you next week. Peace.